Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we are going to talk about the nutrition as a function of cell. In the last week we discussed the revision of last term activities. Though we talk about this topic in the last term, but I'm here to cover for all classes. That is why I decided to repeat the topic, nutrition. Nutrition is a process whereby living organisms obtain material that are needed for growth, repair of worn-out tissues, and for other life processes from their environment. Under nutrition as a function of cell, we are going to talk about the modes of nutrition. We have two modes of nutrition. We have autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. That is, we have two main modes of nutrition. The first one being autotrophic mode of nutrition, the second one being heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic mode of nutrition is subdivided into two. That one is photosynthesis, the second one is chemosynthesis. Photosynthesis is exhibited by the plant, while chemosynthesis is exhibited by some bacteria. Bacteria are not plants. Therefore, it is not only plant that exhibit autotrophic mode of nutrition. Now, what is autotrophic mode of nutrition? Autotrophic mode of nutrition is a mode of nutrition by which living organisms it is the process of nutrition by which living organisms manufacture their own organic food from simple inorganic substances by making use of energy from external source. That is the meaning of autotrophic mode of nutrition. It is not only sunlight energy that is used. It is not only solar energy that is used for autotrophic mode of nutrition. Chemical energy is also used for autotrophic mode of nutrition. While plants make use of solar energy, the bacteria make use of chemical energy. That is, solar energy is used to drive photosynthesis, while chemical energy is used to drive chemosynthesis. The heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition is a mode of nutrition whereby living organisms depend on plants for their food. Let us move down to photosynthesis now. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants manufacture their own organic food from simple inorganic substances by making use of chlorophyll to trap energy from sun. That is, by making use of chlorophyll to trap solar energy. Look at the board. This is the reaction of photosynthesis. The raw materials for photosynthesis are low energy containing compound, that is carbon dioxide and water vapor. We make use of energy from sunlight energy, that is solar energy. Then chlorophyll is used to trap this energy from sun. Then the final product is simple sugar, glucose. Then oxygen is liberated. Then let us move down to features of photosynthesis. If you look at photosynthesis, one, it takes place in the presence of sunlight. Without sunlight, photosynthesis cannot take place. Two, it takes place in the chloroplast of leaf. Three, the byproduct of photosynthesis is oxygen. That is, oxygen is given up as byproduct of photosynthesis. Four, the raw material that is needed for photosynthesis are low energy containing compound, carbon dioxide and water. The final product of photosynthesis is Low is the final product of photosynthesis is high energy containing compound. The final product of photosynthesis is high energy containing organic compound, glucose. Then the energy, number 6, the energy that is needed to drive the reaction is from sun. 7, the final product, the first stable product of photosynthesis is glucose. The first stable product of photosynthesis is glucose. If you look at photosynthesis, I want you to note that glucose is not only the product of photosynthesis. Starch, cellulose, fat and oils, proteins are also product of photosynthesis. But the first stable product is glucose. This glucose are material for the formation of other products. Let us move down to mechanism of reaction of photosynthesis. Let us move down to the mechanism or reactions of photosynthesis. The first reaction of photosynthesis is light reaction, while the second one is dark reaction, light reaction. Light reaction is the reaction that takes place in the presence of sunlight. Without sunlight, light reaction cannot take place. This reaction involves 4 processes. 1. Energize chlorophyll. The chlorophyll will trap the energy from sun and become energized. 2. Photolysis of water, that is the splitting of water molecule into hydroxy ion and hydrogen ion. 3. Transferring of oxygen by NADP. Transferring of hydrogen by NADP. Transferring of hydrogen by NADP. After transferring of hydrogen by NADP, this NADP will become reduced. It will become NADPH2. It will become reduced. Full meaning of NADP. The full meaning of NADP is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. 4. Formation of ATP. The fourth process is the formation of ATP. That is chemical energy. The full meaning of ATP is adenosine triphosphate. Let us move down to before we move down to the importance of photosynthesis, I want you to know that light reaction takes place in the granule of chloroplast, while dark reaction takes place in the stroma of chloroplast. The dark reaction is a reaction which takes place in the absence of light. It can also take place in the presence of light, but after the completion of light reaction. You can now define that reaction as the reaction that has taken place after the completion of light reaction. Sunlight must be present before light reaction has taken place, but in the case of dark reaction, there is no need for sunlight. It can take place in the presence of sunlight and in the absence of sunlight, but after the completion of light reaction. Then the energy that is used for the formation of sugar in the dark reaction is from light reaction, while the energy that is used for the formation of sugar in the light reaction is from sun. Let us move down to the importance of photosynthesis. Number 1, it purifies the atmosphere by constant removal of carbon dioxide from heat. Number 2, its byproduct oxygen, that is oxygen which is the byproduct of photosynthesis, is used in aerobic respiration. 3, All animals depend on plants for their food, and these plants make use of photosynthesis to manufacture their own organic food. 4. Glucose, which is first step of photosynthesis, is used in the manufacturing of starch, proteins, fat and oils, and some other compounds. That's about the importance of photosynthesis. My students, I want you to read very well for the purpose of your exam. All these things are already in your notes. Check your notes very well and read your notes. I'm just explaining for you briefly, so Allah will assist you. Now let us move down to experiment. Okay, before we move down to experiment to show that sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis, let us discuss the test a leaf for starch. This test a leaf for starch. In this test a leaf for starch, inshallah, next week, before we in our next week class, before we discuss anything, I make sure that we perform brief experiments on the test a leaf for starch, inshallah. Now let us look at the processes that are involved in the testing a leaf for starch. Number 1, you will pluck a fresh leaf that has already been exposed into sunlight for few hours. 2, you will boil this leaf in hot water. You will boil this leaf in water to kill the protoplasm that is cell. 3, you will now decolorize the leaf by boiling it in a test tube containing alcohol on the water bath. Care must be taken because alcohol can catch fire. 5, you now decolorize the leaf in 5, you will now soften the leaf in hot water. You will soften the leaf in hot water. You put the leaf, the decolorized leaf, you put it inside hot water to soften it. The last one is to test for starch for that softened leaf by putting this softened leaf on white tile and put 1 or 2 drops of freshly prepared iodine solution on it. Your observation now. You will observe that the leaf will turn blue-black, which shows the presence of starch in the leaf. So, if starch is not present in the leaf, the brown color of our iodine solution will be observed. That is why, for us to get positive results, we need to expose the leaf into the sunlight for a few hours before it has been plucked. Before it has been plucked, we need to expose the leaf into sunlight for a few hours. Now let us look at the experiment to show that sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. In this experiment, we are going to use potted plants. We now discharge the leaves of the potted plant by placing the whole potted plant in a dark cupboard for 1 or 2 days. This is to ensure that all traces of starch are removed from the leaves. Now, we now pluck one of the leaf. You will now pluck one of the leaf. Look at the board. You will pluck one of the leaf, then cover the middle of this leaf with strip of black paper, then you will mark star like this at the middle, cover with black paper. You will mark star like this on your black paper and use the paper to cover the middle of the leaf like this. Then you will allow both ends, this end and this end, to be exposed to sunlight for 2 to 3 hours. This is the start of the experiment. Then at the end of the experiment, you will now remove the black paper, then test the leaf for starch. You will remove the black paper. This black paper, you will remove it. You will now test for starch in the leaf. Your observation, you will observe that the exposed area of leaf will be affected by iodine solution. That is, these two exposed area of the leaves will turn into blue-black color, which show the presence of starch. And this the covered area of the leaf will not be affected by the iodine solution, which means that sunlight is not present there, which means that starch is not present in this covered area of the leaf. The iodine solution affected the uncovered area of the leaf, which shows that sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. Now let us move down to experiment to show that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. In this experiment also, we are going to use potted plants. Now, we take one of the leaf of this potted plant, we put it inside, look at the board, we put one of the leaf of potted plant inside beaker containing caustic soda solution to remove carbon dioxide from what? From the flask. Look at it. We are going to use potted plant. We put one of the leaf of potted plant inside conical flask containing caustic soda solution. This caustic soda solution will remove carbon dioxide inside the beaker. Then we leave the other leaves outside the beaker. Look at the return stand. Look at it. Look at cork, splitted cork is used to cover the beaker. Then after some hours, we will leave the setup to stand for, we will expose the setup to sunlight for few hours. That is, we will leave the setup in the sunlight for some hours or for few hours. After which, we now remove the leaf inside the beaker and plug one leaf outside the beaker to test for starch in them. Your observation, the leaf outside the beaker will turn blue-black, which shows that starch is present there. The leaf outside the beaker will not turn blue-black. The turning blue-black of leaf outside the beaker and unaffected of second leaf, that is leaf inside the beaker by iodine solution, shows that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Look at it. Allah will assist you. Now let us move down to experiment to show that oxygen is a byproduct of photosynthesis. Oxygen is a byproduct of photosynthesis. In this experiment, we used a water plant Elodea. We place this water plant Elodia inside a beaker of water. Then we now take an inverted test tube and immerse it in water by placing it on filter furnace to enclose the water plant Elodia in the beaker. Then the setup is exposed to sunlight for some hours, as the first two setup also exposed to sunlight. Observation: the tiny bubbles of gas are seen on the test tube. That is, the tiny bubbles of gas are formed at the top of the test tube. This gas rekindles glowing splinter when it is tested with glowing splinter. Conclusion: the rekindling of the gas when tested with glowing splinter shows that the gas is oxygen. The gas that is given up at the end of photosynthesis is oxygen. Thereby, oxygen is a byproduct of photosynthesis. It is called byproduct because it is needed for other products. It's not waste. That is why it is called byproduct. It's not waste product. It is needed for other process. Check your portal for your assignment. Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanaka allahumma wa bihamdik, asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wa salamun alal mursalin, walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.